corresponding angles. We are still in the area of angles, of calculating angles in different shapes, but in this case, today's lesson is about corresponding angles that happens when, in this case, when there are parallel lines. What are parallel lines? Lines that they go forever, they do not intersect, and the distance between any two parallel lines are equal. Okay? A straight line that crosses a set of parallel lines is called a transversal. So this line that crosses all these parallel lines is called a transversal. Transversal line, okay, because it is crossing parallel lines. Okay, this indicates that those all lines are parallel. This small arrow tells you that the shape of these that those lines are parallel, such as these are different. Those are parallel to each other. Another set of parallel lines, such as this one, it says two arrows right here for both of these lines, tells you that those two lines are parallel to each other. And the one that has only one arrow, that means those lines are parallel, even though if I drew another one here and put another small arrow, that means that these three lines are parallel to each other. These two lines with two arrows are parallel to each other. So the number of arrows tells you which lines they are parallel to each other. Again, what is a transversal line? A transversal line is a line that crosses a set of parallel lines. Okay, look at this shaded angles. This is our lesson is about what is the relationship between these angles when a transversal line crosses these sets of parallel lines. If you draw a diagram by moving your ruler along, you can see that the shaded angles are equal. These angles are all in corresponding positions. That they are all above the transversal and to the left to parallel lines. Angles like these are called corresponding angles. So the angles that I have shaded before, that they are at the same position for the other parallel lines, they are called corresponding angles. That means they have the same place but on a different line. So these angles are corresponding to each other. This one corresponds to this one because these two lines are parallel. Because they have the same position, they are called corresponding angles. So let's say that this one is 89 degrees, so the other one must be 89 degrees. Those are corresponding angles. Corresponding, that means like the same, they are having the same place but on different parallel lines. So let's say this is line number 1, line number 2. Those lines are parallel. Those two angles are corresponding to each other because they have the same place by this transversal line that crossed this set of parallel lines. So when two parallel lines are cut, let's draw it step by step. This is a parallel line, so I can keep the same distance between them. I'm gonna use both sides of this ruler. So these lines are parallel. I'm gonna put some arrows. Let's read it carefully. When parallel lines are cut by transversal, that means it will be cut by another line. Okay, here is another line. Okay, when again parallel lines cut by this is a transversal line, this two are set of parallel lines. The corresponding angles are equal. Let's say, what is the angle that is corresponding to this one? So this is line number 1. It's on the lower side. This is line number 1, line number 2. So it is on the lower side for these two lines. So it's gonna be on the same position underneath it. So this is the corresponding angle. Okay, so these are the corresponding angles. Let's name this one A, this one angle B. B and A are corresponding angles. A and B corresponding angles. Okay, corresponding angles because they have same position. Okay, what is the corresponding angle for this one? I'm gonna name it such as C. Okay, so it comes on the upper side for this parallel line. So it's gonna be on the upper side for this parallel line. Okay, so it's gonna be here. So I'm gonna name this one D. So angle C and D, they are equal. C and D. Why? This is solution or work. This is the reason. Again, so solution or solve or work, A and B are equal. Why? Corresponding angles. C and D are equal because they are corresponding angles. Show your work. Let's move to exercises. Please open your book, page number 264, so you can do these exercises with me. So, page 264, 264, poor 2, she's not there. Okay, maybe it's not that obvious. I'm gonna shade them. Let's read the question. This is one. They are not all yellow, but I can see different colors, but maybe in the video it's not gonna show. Okay, what the question says. For the diagrams in the questions in your book, page 264, write down the angle that corresponds to the shaded angle. Okay, so first look at each diagram. You have to look at the parallel lines. Where are the parallel lines? This one and this one. This is on the right side. So you are going to pick the right side of this second parallel line. So this is G. So the shaded one is corresponding to G. So in this question, I'm gonna pick something nice. Okay, I love green. They say that color green are for smart people. Okay, I just picked it randomly, not because I like it. Okay, so this shaded angle is corresponding to G. Question number 2. Okay, this is the parallel line. This is the other parallel line. The shaded angle is on the left, the upper left. So where's the upper left? This is the upper, this is left. So it corresponds to the angle E. Okay, this one. Parallel, parallel, right upper. Right upper, so it's D. So it corresponds to D. Angle D. Okay, these parallel lines, 1, 2, right upper, so it's gonna be corresponding to the angle E again. On page number 268, again, page 268, more advanced questions. I guess that I'm gonna need site paper for solving these questions. Okay. I'm gonna read the question. I forgot to copy the answer. Here's my dear book. Where's my dear book? 268. Here's your book. 268. Look at my book, is so clean. I love clean books. 268. 68. 268, guys. 67. Here's 68. Oh, there's no question here. But the questions on the previous page says, in each of the following diagrams, write down the size of the angle marked with D. So our missing angle is angle D. Okay? I'm going to solve the next 4 questions. I picked 3, 4, 8, and 9. 3, 4, 8, and 9. It's easier for me to crop the picture. That's why I chose those 4. And very nice, cool ones, by the way. Now, I'm going to bring, we are going to find the missing angle D. I'm going to bring an extra paper. There is no enough place, so please write down your answers on your copybook. Please bring your copybook. There is no enough place to write down your answers or your steps. Please, there is no enough space to show your work. Bring your copybook right now. You can pause the video so you can bring it and do these questions with me. Okay? Pause it. I said pause it. Pause it. Thank you. Okay. Here's my extra paper. I'm going to bring another kind of paper so the marker won't mark my page. Okay, here's a cool color. Did you bring your copybook, please? Okay, so let's do it. Now, have a closer look for question number 3, please. This is D. Remember the rule, corresponding angles. This is 2 parallel lines crossing another 2 parallel lines. Don't freak out, guys. It's okay. When you grow up, you're just gonna see more complicated angles. So just let's start with the easy ones. So, in question number 3, question number 3, remember on page number, we said 268, D is going to be what? 110 degrees Y on left side, upper side, left, upper, so here, left, upper, so it's going to be equal to 110 Y. The reason, please, corresponding angles. Next question, 4, 268, angle D, parallel, parallel, left, left, upper, upper, parallel, parallel, left, left. So D is going to be equal 60 Y, corresponding angles. Remember, corresponding angles happens only when you have a pair of parallel angles. Is there something called parallel angles, Miss Dima? Seriously? No. You're gonna have corresponding angles when you have one pair of parallel lines. Okay, question number 5. Let's move on. Question 8, 268. D. What are the set of parallel lines? 1, 2. Left, left. So I'm not gonna pick 70. But maybe somebody noticed another way for finding it. If he forgot about the corresponding angles, I'm going to mention it after doing this question only in one step. So, parallel, two parallel lines, left side, lower side. So D is going to be 110 degrees, corresponding angles, okay? But somebody might notice that if I covered this part, I'm going to have a straight angle. D and 70 are laying beside each other, so the sum of these angles equals 180. So 70 plus what gives you 180? Definitely it's 110. Okay? Question number 4. Question 4, 268. I just did it. Question 9, Miss Dima. Okay, question number 9 says, where are these two parallel lines? Can you see them? Can you spot these two parallel lines? There's a lot of lines there. Okay, I'm gonna cover this one. Did you figure out where's the parallel lines? This is line number 1. This is line number 2. Parallel, parallel. Just look for the arrows. That tells you where are the parallel lines. Okay, so sometimes it can help you if you drew these lines for a longer length so you can see it more better. Okay, so here is the two parallel lines. Don't freak out for the other lines, okay? Now, I'm going to line out the other line, the transversal line, so you can spot the parallel. The corresponding angle. So, parallel, sides, lower, right. So D corresponds to 45. So D equals 45 degrees Y. Corresponding angles. Great job. This is supposed to be a homework. Let me check. Is there corresponding angles as homework? Yes, those are extra examples. Okay, gonna use it on the opposite side. Oh, there is enough place. Okay, now where are the pair of parallel angles according to D? These two lines and this another pair of parallel lines. I guess what's going to help me are these two parallel lines. Let's line them out. Oh, can I have... Okay, here's the first parallel line. Here's the second parallel line. Okay. This is going to be considered the transversal. Although it is going to be a parallel for the other line, but it's not going to help me in this case. So, D is going to be equals 60Y corresponding angles. Okay, D corresponds to 50 or 75. Here are my two parallel lines. 1, 2. And here is our transversal line. So, D is corresponds to 75. So D equals 75Y corresponding angles. Next, I'm gonna pick another one. Parallel, parallel, transversal. Okay, so this is D. It corresponds to the angle 50 or 30. 30 because both of them having the same place, so D equals 30y corresponding angles. So that's for today's lesson for corresponding angles. Have a nice day, guys.